Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Factorio. This is episode number 17 of Recursion. We've just started using Bob's Logistics robots. We've got the Mark IV, whatever, the fusion robots that require no charging. We're trying to counteract some lag from all the robots we're using, trying to get rid of all this charging, which is using up a lot of bandwidth of our game's potential. We want to see the entire base filled out and at its full glory. And so we need to start using those robots. We started using them last episode, but because they're so expensive, everyone takes a fusion reactor. We're only producing like 7 a minute. Right here, I guess we're doing less now even. We're doing much less than that because I'm also doing science at the same time. So we need to up, and actually I probably should not have started that research. We need to up our production of robots. To do that, we need to up our production of blue circuits. We're just going to fill in all the factory floors that haven't been filled in yet. There's the patented, by the way, squeak under technology coming soon to a retailer near you. We need to fill in all the different stuff that is required to produce blue circuits. So we're going to start with the green circuits. So far, we've filled in half of our floors. You can see the crazy amount of robots going on and the amount of charging going on. The new robots are also faster, but the main thing is they don't charge, so we don't have to worry about all this crazy stuff. Okay, so this floor in here, this is entirely unfilled out. We're using Bob Logistics, but I don't want to use any mods unless we really have to. And so we're not using any of this stuff from Bob's Logistics. But one thing I have started doing as a quality of life thing is Bob's Logistics adds some quality of life character inventory slots. We've got all these belts and trains and inserters that we're not going to use. I don't think I'm even going to use the tool belt slots. But it does have additional ranks of inventory slots. And that's just going to be a quality of life thing so that I can fill out these floors. Because it does take a lot to fill in. This is enough stuff to fill in 3 factory floors for the 3 green circuit factories we've got left. It doesn't even give me enough space to bring some logistics robots. We're going to have to make a second trip here in a second. Oh, yes, there we go. So we're going to fill out all these floors, and I'll have to update these, I guess, all these directions every time. We've got the green circuit ones, the red circuit ones, the blue circuit ones, and then to support red circuits, we also need to fill in plastic. We'll also have to fill in whatever else, iron, copper, every other floor that will be required. This is the output. And then make a second trip with the robots. Okay, so everything's been added except for more iron and copper smelting, which we'll get to in a bit. Our production of blue circuits is more than doubled, which is pretty nice. We're up to 4,000 a minute. We were doing about 1.8 thousand a minute before. But we can do better, and this is one of the areas of highest traffic in the entire factory where all the iron and the copper comes together in joyous celebration to become green circuits. And I've got 3,000 robots in here, and they just can't keep up. So we're going to put in 400 of these fusion-powered logistics ones and just see what kind of a bump we get. So, like, over the past minute, we've made 72,000 green circuits a minute. I'll put those 4 hundos in there. Now we're up to, or I guess it was 200, not 400. 200 of them. And we should see a spike, I hope. The factory up here that we just added is not really even getting used yet because there's just too many things for the robots to take care of, and they can't keep up. We have a lot of roboports being used. They're not all being charged. I suppose I could add some normal robots as well. Maybe we'll just bring it up to 3,500 even, and then see if we get a jump I guess we could measure it by just watching this chest to see if we start to see it jump higher. Or maybe that's just going to always stay empty. And I think what I want to do now, you can see that there is just a lot of activity here. We are currently producing, let's put it up to a 10-minute average, 7.4 thousand blue circuits per minute, which is like 4 times more than we were doing before, something like that. That's pretty good. The maximum amount I want for the base when it's going at full speed, when everything's finished and I'm just doing science, which like the amount I projected at the beginning, I would want something like 8.4 thousand per minute. So we're almost up to full speed, full capacity on the blue circuits. That's kind of amazing that the base is actually kind of working part way. It's just laggy. As long as we can push the items into the base is working, it's just laggy. So we need to try to fix some of that. You can see all the charging happening here. I've got 3,600 robots in here. I have dumped, yeah, there you can see right there. I've got some Mark IV robots in here. But the game does not know how to distinguish between the good robots and the slow robots. And so it just uses whatever's available. So I think what we need to do, anywhere where we're using these fast robots, we need to try to get rid of these slow robots. So I'm going to put a bunch in here. Basically all that I had. And let's see, did I have an odd number? Oh, I had one extra. Oh, I guess because there was not enough space in that one. Okay. Now we've got 4,700 robots in here, and I'm going to try to take out the normal robots. I haven't figured out a good way to do this. The only real way to do it is to... I guess what we could do... Here, let's try an idea. I'm going to reverse that. So green circuits should stop because they can no longer get out. That chest is going to be full. In fact, let's do that. And let's do that. Are they going to fill that up? No, okay. There were already robots en route there. And in fact, there's probably going to be a lot idle because I don't have any storage chests. And I can take care of that briefly, and we may as well use the nice ones. Just so they can drop the stuff that has nowhere to go. And then basically run around and take out the old vanilla robots. Wow, this is actually kind of spooky. Everything's so still in here. I took all the robots out of here and also the 2 sub-layers, dividing everything up and transferring it back up. So let's see. I've got, that's 500, that's 1,000. I've got 11, 12, 13, 1,400. So let's put like 500 and then like 3 and 3 and then see what we have left over. So that's going to be 750. That's going to be, oh, I guess put 900. Oh no, 500. Yeah, I did it right. Oh my gosh, it's so much faster. Okay, so let's put... Maybe I'll put 350 here and 350 there, and then we'll see if it can keep up and if we have to add more. And then we can get rid of almost all of the roboports. Oh, it's going to be great. Yeah, I've got 200 robots left. So I can immediately get rid of all of these roboports. And we only really need on these levels the roboports that cover all of the inputs and outputs for the coverage, and then we need enough for storage for that much robots, which is actually just 1. That's pretty fantastic. That's so much faster now. It's great. Are they keeping up, though? I guess let's give them a second to catch up. Oh, my goodness. This is crazy. Okay, is this one? How's this doing? So this is full right now, but it was also backed up. The layers down below all filled up. I can pick those up now. I think I had, did I have some? No, maybe on one of these other levels. There was a chest with some green circuits, I think. Unless they got, I guess they got taken out of the storage chest that I had sitting there. So right now they seem to be keeping up. And are they being taken out? Let's go check this guy. So we still have normal robots in here, and you can see how slow they are. I've got 1,750. I guess we probably need to replace these ones as well. Just because there's so much, at max capacity, there's so much charging going on. May as well just go ahead. Oh my goodness. I can't get over how fast that is. I may as well go ahead and replace those as well. I'm going to have to wait to craft some more, though. What's our production looking like? It's just coming back online, so that'll take a minute to catch back up. Whoop, okay, ran through. This chest is staying full. This chest we could replace with the bigger one, so it holds more. And same thing up here if I haven't already done it. I have not. Okay, we've got, 0 out of 500. Okay, so we do need more than 500 in here. And that's probably part of the reason why our capacity is still not quite there. 700 robots. And I think what I'll also do while I'm at it is just try to get rid of all of the robots on these inner levels as well. So after a lot of waiting around, I've replaced the robots on multiple floors with the Mark IVs. Let's bring up some research just to see how the floors work under full capacity. We are now producing 120, let's switch it to the 1 minute average. 125, what about 10 minute? 126,000 green circuits per minute and 8.4 thousand blue circuits per minute. That's full capacity. 8.4 thousand, 13,000 red circuits, because we're only producing those to make these right now. 19, this is the 10 minute total. This is the average per minute. 19,000 plastic, yada yada, all this kind of stuff, which equals about 32 robots per minute, which is way better than the 7 I was originally making. I guess we a little bit more than quadrupled that. That's pretty good. Here's the science coming back online. And that will slow down because so many of our blue circuits are being shunted into the fusion reactor thingies. While I was waiting, I did add some more. I added some more smelting setups because our copper wasn't quite able to keep up. So we have a new outpost down here. And just to try to load the trains faster, I've got the mining setups. They are pulling stuff out from either side. But as you can see, our belts are still getting compressed rather early, and as we get higher and higher levels of mining productivity, we're going to be compressing the belts even more and more and more and more. We've got a current productivity bonus of 318%. We've launched almost 1,400 rockets, and so I'm going to need to work on a better outpost setup so that we can load trains faster to get them into our base as we start getting close to the final form of this base. I do have this is our old mining setup. I have a different one, which is this, which has triple the amount of belts for the same amount of space and approximately the same amount of the miners. That's about as many as you can fit in there and still use the underground belt distance without spreading out the miners more. I guess we maybe could even fit in more belts than that if we spread the miners out. But I think that'll do for this series anyway. Maybe in the future we'll have another one. But I've got, on this new outpost, I've got belts coming off both sides, which we'll probably continue to do. And on this one over here, I kind of did the same thing. These ore patches are not as big, so we're not quite compressing those belts. But as we get more of the productivity bonuses, like these belts are getting compressed, this train will load faster than the other trains. I think I did this for a iron outpost somewhere. Oh yeah, okay, so this guy, because there were just 2 that happened to be conveniently next to each other. And this is because the outer belts, I guess we exhausted those. But they should be loading faster. But we want them to go even faster still. This guy, there was just a little leftover pocket, which I guess is now totally empty. We do have some of our old patches getting ready to this one. I'm just kind of, by the way, I'm letting the base spool up while I talk about this other stuff. So when we go inside, we can see how it's handling things. This thing is down to 2.4 million. We've had this outpost for a long time. We've got a uranium patch here. What's it at? 780K. I've already added one down here, which is at 8 million. So that one should be good to go for a while. So robots are having fun. We should have spooled up. Yeah, okay. So we are... Right now, we're consuming 2.6 thousand science of each type per minute because all the belts are backed up. And previously, we were sustaining a little bit over 1,000 per minute, which is quite a bit shy of our final goal. What's our power production use here? Yeah, we're at a little bit over 10 gigawatts because this does not count whatever is being used inside here, all the oil refining stuff. If we go in here, you can see it looks a little bit weird. I've got 400 of these Robot Mark IVs. I think part of the issue, they're so fast that they don't have as big of a visual presence. And also, we have so few Roboports that they're lining up more, so they don't fan out to cover as much space. Aesthetically, I don't find it as pleasing. It is functional. I mean, we have increased our production. It's not as pleasing as this because all these guys are coming from all these different Roboports, and it creates this fanning out process as they go towards the thing they're delivering to, and then they have to all fan out to the Roboports, and then they come from the Roboports, which creates a reverse fan or whatever. And a similar thing, I guess, because they've got to pick up from all these guys. So maybe, I don't know, maybe on the inside we could add some more Roboports. Maybe we don't need this few to give them more spaces. It's also, yeah, because they're not charging, we don't have that clunk clunk sound effect of them, even though they're going in and out of the Roboports for storage. They're not charging, so we don't get the sound effects. It feels a little bit muted. Like all these sound effects, which I associate with base activity now, I guess. If we go out here, there's a lot of it. But anyway, I guess that's just a side effect of having to cope with the lag, having to upgrade to the next robot type. So you can see, I'm not gonna go inside this one, but you can see from the little picture in the picture that it is moving quite fast. Oh man, these robots are so fast. 100 and whatever, 16,000 green circuits per minute. That is way faster than what we were doing before. I've got 750 in here, and they're not all being used. It'll take a while because we have so many of these chests connecting up the different factory floors. There's quite a bit of lag as all of the stuff that gets stored up in these different chests connecting the layers, all that needs to get emptied before we see the actual speeds that the factory is going at. So this still has the old robots. 1,000 of them is sufficient right now. But in the blue circuit area... Okay, so this floor... It also looks a bit weird having so much of the floor being empty. So we're going to have to, I don't know, put some walls and colored concrete and stuff in here to spice it up a bit. If we go into here, we've got robots flying things around as well. And then here, robots flying things around. All the blue circuit stuff, aside from the actual factory floors. Okay, here we go. We've got actual normal robots. I got 1,000 in here. And I'm not sure the ideal number, because at times it does seem to require that many. Maybe because we still have... are we still backed up? No, this is not backed up. But just something to monitor. Sometimes it seems like they need a ton, and then they... I don't know if they catch up to the system and then they don't need as many. Alright, so that's all the blue circuit stuff updated. It takes a long time, even with our updated speed. It's going to take a long time to make enough robots to convert the majority of the base, which I think is what we need to do. And while we're doing that, I think, while we're just stockpiling robots, this is old robot types. I think what we should probably be doing, you can see our stream of blue circuits, heading into the mall up here where we make all the stuff that makes the stuff. They're streaming across here. This is where the fusion reactors are getting made. Or, yeah, portable fusion reactor. 250 processing units. I've got 2 of these guys. It's going slower now than it was because a lot of those blue circuits are being moved over to Make It Science, which we're half through already. But these are twice as fast as the actual robot production, so we got 1 to 2. Just quick eyeball, and then just a lot of inserters adding blue circuits as fast as possible. 5-stack inserters, no, 7-stack inserters, and then a long-handed inserter, so we keep the nice spacing for the beacon layout. But it's going to take so long to make enough of these robots that we're going to work on other stuff. So coming up next, what we're going to do, we're going to redesign our outposts. We're not going to do like a full-on super redesign, but basically we need to try to load our trains faster, which means more belts and a bigger balancer, and more belts and more inserters leading into the actual train cargo wagons. I got another 50 there. I'm just taking them out in multiples of 50. Let's go look at the science real quick. And then I think we're kind of at the point where I'm just going to start going through and filling out all the different factory floors. I think we're at that point. No more testing, no more like, balancing. I think I've got a big enough handle on how the thing is working. I've got 2 of these, by the way. Oh, it looks really lagging here. Look how slow those guys are going. I don't think our frame rate... 19. Yeah, okay, it's dropped down to 19. Hopefully, we will be able to recover some lag. There's still some other tricks we can do. We can eliminate the pollution and eliminate the aliens, which might get us a little bit of help. We'll just have to see. But one way or the other, we're going to fill out everything, and we're going to see if, at least at a minimum, our production tab tells us that we're going super duper fast. Right now, we're doing... I guess it still hasn't caught up on the backlog. We're still consuming 2.6 thousand, which I don't think... Oh, because I forgot I added a second... That's why. I forgot I added a second one of these buildings, because we got a little bit higher than the cap that one of these would do. And they all seem backed up for the moment. If I let them run for like an hour, maybe they wouldn't... I think it would slow down a little bit. But I think that's gonna be it for this episode. A little reminder, I'm gonna be gone basically for about 2 weeks. And then I'll be back to finish this series up. In 0.17, the next big patch should be coming out around then, sometime in February. I usually wait for a stable version, so a few weeks into the patching and bug testing process, and we'll start something new when this guy is done. Learned a lot from this series, and we want to finish it up and then move on to something else. But that's going to do it for this episode. Leave your comments below. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.